All right. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Slide Job Podcast. Everything NASCAR, gaming, real NASCAR, all racing. I'm Steve.
And I'm Cameron.
We're the Slide Job.
Mhm.
This week, past weekend was the Chicago Street Course.
Mhm.
First time they ever raced at a street course in NASCAR, and I gotta say, it was awesome. Like just a phenomenal race. There's no other way I can say it. Giant success. Weather, mm, it seems like the common theme this year. If we just can't get away from the weather. I don't know why.
Yeah, pretty much. Because apparently, Chicago actually was in a drought for like a good while, and once NASCAR decided to come to town, oh, here comes the rain.
Yeah, right. Like that seems like how it always happens. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for them to come down here to Homestead in Florida, and all of a sudden we're gonna finally get rain for the first time in like 3 months. Like wherever NASCAR goes, it brings the weather with it, and
Mhm.
it's like Texas. What was it? Was it last year? What Texas race was that where it was horrible. The fog and the
Oh,
the rain and everything.
it was 2020.
That was 2020. That was so bad. That was such a bad race. Like it just
Yeah, because they pushed it all the way to like Wednesday, I think.
that's not a product placement for Mountain Dew. If they want to sponsor it, I'm all for it. Xfinity race, for what little we got,
Mhm.
it was enjoyable because it was mostly in the dry,
Yeah.
but it seemed like they weren't really trying as hard as the Cup guys were.
Mhm.
It was really kind of lackluster. I mean, Cole Custer just went out and he's like, "Yeah, you guys are just gonna have to try and catch me. If you don't, that's kind of unfortunate for you."
Yeah. Plus, I mean, they only ran like 26 laps, just shy of halfway.
Which is really weird to like. I don't. Has that ever happened where they just didn't race to halfway?
No, well, they would only not go to halfway if it was if it was in the end stage two. But
Right,
for calling a race before halfway, no, I don't think that's ever happened before.
right. Because I didn't think that it was normal for them to just cut the race that much shorter.
Mm.
Trying to bring up the results. So
I remember the top two. I think Austin Hill finished third. Then I remember Brett Moffitt fourth, and I don't remember who finished fifth.
Moffat fourth. Wow.
And John Nemechek finished second.
Yeah, I do remember it being JHN getting second.
Yeah, and
Give
apparently from what I heard, it was the city's call to bring him down pit road. It wasn't NASCAR's call.
Yeah, that because I believe they said that the city of Chicago has some really strange and really strict
Yeah,
like
policy.
laws and rules about like outdoor events, especially in Grant Park.
Hmm.
So they were the ultimate ones that decided to make the call for it
Yeah.
because for what I heard, the lightning strike wasn't within 8 miles. It
Yeah.
was about 10 away.
Yeah. And plus, with how they ended up calling that race was pretty disappointing.
Oh yeah, because I really wanted to see. I would have loved to see the finish for it.
Yeah. Plus, having to make teams spend an extra and more money just to spend an extra night, and then get up the next day and be like, oh, it's official.
Right. Yeah, that was. I had a feeling that if they let it go and they continued, they probably wouldn't have. They like pushed it to the day after. They probably wouldn't have tried.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because like they had the opportunity to get it in because Saturday was not as it was didn't rain as much.
Hmm.
You know, maybe if they you know made it so that practice started a little bit earlier. I know it rained in the morning, but it didn't really rain that bad in the morning. So they probably still could have got practice even though it was in the wet.
Hmm.
And they still probably could have ran some practice in the morning a little bit earlier and then maybe pushed the race up an hour. And they might have been able to get the rest. They might have been able to get the rest in.
I mean, I think it would still would have had the same outcome.
Oh, I think it would have had the same outcome too, unless someone got off sequence, like someone had fresher tires or something like that happen. There was
Hmm.
no way anyone was catching Cole Custer.
Yeah.
It was just not happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
My worries for the weekend was were there gonna be any passing opportunities because from my little brief history of street racing, there's usually hardly ever or if any passing.
yeah, like I mean, the one that I always go back to is Monaco.
Yeah.
Like, if you qualify on pole at Monaco, you win. That's it. No one else can win. You know,
Yeah.
you're never going to be able to pass for the lead.
Hmm.
So, like, I was really concerned that there wasn't going to be a whole lot of passing,
Hmm.
but at the same time, they kind of proved that if you want to pass, you can pass. You just have to outbreak them.
Yeah.
I do have the results from the race.
Hmm.
I mean, Cole Custer won stage one.
Hmm.
Big shock because it's Cole Custer, John Hunter in second, Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier, Connor Mozak in fifth
Uh,
for stage one.
oh, that's for stage one. I was about to say, he did not finish there.
No, he did not finish there.
Yeah.
But you know, after Mozak, Brett Moffitt, Sammy Smith, Daniel Hemrick, Kligerman, I really expected a lot more out of Parker.
Yeah.
But then Chandler Smith uh, finished in 10th in that one.
Mhm.
I mean, Sheldon Creed qualified second. He just vanished.
Well, it was because he wrecked in qualifying.
Yeah,
That basically killed his whole weekend.
yeah, it did. He couldn't have pulled a Chase Elliott.
Hmm.
So the top 10 for the race: Custer, Nemechek, top two. It
Hmm.
was Allgaier in third.
Okay.
Moffitt finished fourth. Austin Hill was fifth.
Yeah.
Sammy Smith, Daniel Hemrick, Chandler Smith, Parker. I mean, Parker got ninth. So, okay. I mean, he gained a
Yeah.
spot from where he qualified.
Yeah.
Kaz Grala finished 10th.
Yeah.
He started 25th.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think like Parker on down, there were like a couple guys. They pitted for some strategy. They put on some sticker tires, like I think like halfway through the stage. because I think they pitted, they got some tires, and they were making their way back up to the field before the rain came.
Right. Oh, wow. Kyle Weatherman, 14.
You've been a JD car.
He started 32nd.
Yep.
Wow. Josh Berry finishing 23rd. I didn't really expect much from Josh Berry.
Yeah, he really didn't have a good weekend. He started back there and never really made up any ground.
No, he didn't make up any ground. He started 23rd and he finished 23rd.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Justin Marks. I was
Oh yeah.
That was devastating because
Yeah.
we all know like he definitely would have had a shot.
Yeah, I had him as my main pick to win. And then lap 5 he blows a motor.
Like, yeah, like I'm like, wait, I saw the smoke coming out. I'm like, no, there's no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Connor Mozak started fourth, 35th.
Yeah, I think they didn't touch on it, but something happened to him like right before the caution came for rain. He started falling. He had I think he was losing some kind of gear or something because I was watching and he was falling back pretty quickly. Like he was top five. I
Yeah,
think it was like fourth or fifth, and then he dropped like to like 10th, 11th, and 12th. And Sheldon Creed was up on his bumper, I think, in turn 12. So I think he had some sort of gear problem or something. He started losing gear.
yeah, that was kind of a disappointment because he looked great in practice. He looked like he was going to do good.
Yeah.
Like I was ready to see, because doesn't he race full time ARCA,
I think he's part time in Arco.
like part time in ARCA?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like he and Gibbs don't have a good bond when it starts because his other start, I believe, with the team was in Portland, and he wrecked it going in, I think, turn 3 when it was raining and he got stuck in the grass.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So yeah, I don't think his starts with Gibbs have not been good.
No, I mean, it doesn't really seem like anyone but John Hunter is doing really much of anything, and Sammy Smith for Gibbs. Like they just don't have anything going for them for any of the other people that come in and run with Gibbs.
Well, Sammy, to be fair, he's been a little inconsistent so far this year compared to
Yeah,
John.
it's interesting because I like Sammy Smith.
Hmm.
I think he's I think he's going to be a future Cup star. He's talented as hell.
Hmm.
Yeah, Custer winning. I mean, I think lap 2 I was like, yeah, this is not going to be no one's going to be doing a whole lot. It's going to be a Cole Custer show.
Hmm.
But I mean the one of those last restarts, John Hunter stayed with him for a lap or two,
Yeah.
but it was just like he just had such consistent laps like Custer did, and there was just no way anyone was going to stop him. They needed some kind of like caution towards the end that split strategy up, like people coming in, taking tires, them staying out, and fresher tires coming through. That was about the only way that they were gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, wow, he was only the fastest lap was Moffitt.
Yeah, that car that Moffitt drives is they have an alliance with SHR, so it makes sense.
Right.
He was putting on a show too, Brett Moffitt. I was really impressed with him. driving up in the top 5 like that and ultimately finishing 4th. I was happy for him.
Yeah, he did really good. It's good to see him, have some kind of success
Hmm.
because man, he's really been extremely hit or miss.
Yeah, but you also got to take into account that's a brand new team starting up in the Xfinity Series.
Right, it's true. Not all of them can be Trackhouse.
Yeah, so I pretty much, well, my preseason picks that I had for the preseason, I'm basically right on the money with him because I had him as a dark horse playoff contender. Maybe sneaking his way in, but probably not. So he's doing what I thought he would probably be doing.
Yeah, he's 14th points right now. He's only got 4 top 10s.
Yeah, and that was his second top 5, I believe. So I think he finished top 5 at Talladega.
Yeah, maybe that hasn't updated yet because it only says one on NASCAR.com.
Well, it might be his only top 5 then.
I don't really see any other shocks. In Stage Karam, I kind of figured he would probably be further up than 22nd.
He started up front. He started 11th, and then
Yeah,
lap one, he had a right front tire go down, or cut down.
yeah. He just had no luck. Other than that, I mean, Josh Williams finishing 36th. That's pretty much par for the course.
Yeah, he had the hood up on lap one on pit road. He
I
had some
think
sort
that
of he had some sort of
seems like
mechanical problem.
he always has some kind of an issue. I mean, still one of the greatest ways to walk off I've ever seen in my life. Just
Yeah.
they want you to park it. He parked it right by the start finish line, got out, gave the peace sign, he was out.
Yep.
Walk right across the infield like I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later.
Mhm. Mhm.
That was that was pretty good. But with that, let's check. Let's look at the cup results. Cup race being able to getting shortened. I mean, I'm one of those people that just start the race earlier. But I know that the TV deal and everything, they're always going to have priority, and they're going to let them know like this is when you can start the race, this is when you can air it, this is when you can do this.
Mhm.
I get it, but they could have avoided that rain. They could have avoided hitting darkness if they would have started it like a half hour, 45 minutes earlier.
But I mean, even then, trying to start at 30 to 45 minutes early. It was downpouring.
Yeah, that was they kind of got screwed by the weather.
Yeah.
Like I mean, we raced the Charlotte Roval with a flood,
Yeah.
and it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal race.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they did kind of chuck it in the infield section a few times with like 5 cars, but you know, it, it was still it was still a really cool race to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I don't know if you watched it live, but when Noah, I think it was the first or second time he went to the tires in turn six, they had a Wendy's commercial pop up right up as he was stuck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. And like his commercial with the bacon, the whole bacon suit and everything.
Yeah, the shaking bacon ate.
And I will forever say I understand that his haircut was a lost bet,
Oh yeah,
but This is for kids, so I can't say what I want to say. Just if you want any kind of a reference, just go back to A League of Their Own. And Tom Hanks says what I want to say. I, the fact that he hit the same wall, he didn't hit any other walls. He hit the
Yeah.
same tire barrier 5 times.
Yeah.
Like I could understand if you're missing it in different portions of the track. You're just not that great at the street course, and you're just struggling. The same tire barrier. Uh, like, hmm, what's the common denominator here? And Martin and Truex.
Oh
Truex
yeah.
doing it like he hit the wall like 4 times.
Yeah, I think from what I heard, his brakes was going away.
Yeah, at the end of the race, his brakes were slowly starting to fade, and he just like
Yeah.
he took out Harvick, and
Yeah.
that was pretty bad. I mean, you would normally think it's Truex in a road course. Truex is pretty good at road courses,
Yeah.
so I kind of figured he would be making his way up, moving up, and he was
Yeah.
right up until he wasn't.
Yeah. He capped out at like fourth because Bell, Reddick, and Van Gisbergen were gone.
Oh yeah, but once the race started, they're like, yeah, we're just gonna go this way, and whatever, you guys can just handle that by yourselves. Qualifying, I think Denny with his qualifying lap shocked me
Yeah.
because like practice, yeah, he was second, 89.73, 88.43. Like, excuse me, where did that happen? Where did that come from? I mean, yeah, he's using Reddick setups for the road courses. He's having Reddick, who's probably one of the better, if not one of the best, road course racers, just work on his setup, and he's like, "Here you go, boss." Little cheesy, but he owns the team, so
Yeah.
he gets kind of a pass,
You gotta do what you gotta do.
right? I mean, like Jenson Button, eighth. He started eighth, and he wind up finishing.
I think 21st or 22nd.
Yeah, 21st. That's that's terrible.
I
I
mean,
can't believe
he did finish 18th at Coda.
that is true. He did go to Coda, but I mean, I think he probably has the most experience in NASCAR at NASCAR at Coda, coming from Formula One.
Mhm. Yeah, but I think he got put back there because he was trying to pit, and Chris Buescher didn't know he was pitting, and then he got turned,
Yeah,
and the guy about killed
yeah.
him. About clobbered him.
Noah still finished 25th. That's that's terrible. The fact that he still finished 25th and he even spun on the cool down lap.
Or I didn't even know that.
There's a video that came on my YouTube Shorts today, and it said Noah spins out on the cooldown lap, and I watched it. There's no one around him. He just spun,
Hmm. I didn't even know
and
that.
he's like even in Xfinity, he wasn't bad at road courses.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is also racing for Legacy Motor Club, and they are not good. I mean, even though Eric Jones got 16th and he was running like I think he ran close to the top 10 or in the top 10 earlier in the race.
I think he was like top 15. He
Denny
also
didn't even last 2 laps in the lead either.
he didn't even last half a lap.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because wasn't it turd two that he's like, yeah, this barrier will work.
That was lap 2. Yeah, because lap 1 he gave up the lead like going into turn 6 on the first lap.
Oh yeah, because Reddick got around him.
Yeah.
Like SVG winning, like I don't like a lot of the hate that it's been getting. Like I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of stuff like Chase Elliott saying that he's going to go over to back to Australia and say how bad NASCAR drivers are when even in the post race interview he was saying how hard everyone is to pass and how good everyone was, and it's like what like what is your problem, Chase?
Yeah, I kinda got, like, that bad vibe where, he was not happy at all.
Oh no, he was. Well, I think he wasn't happy because he didn't win.
Yeah, and that's all he cares about is winning. Is
And
how the points position is.
right, he's got to win. I mean, he has to average, I think it's 27 to 28 points per race to make it on points.
Mhm.
And he's averaged like 29.3 so far in the season. But then again, he's also missed what, 6 races?
7. 6 with injury, 1 with the suspension.
I didn't know whether it was 5 or 6 with the injury.
It was 6.
Yeah, so like I understand, but he didn't even try to get around Justin Haley. He wasn't even pushing that hard. Like I was watching it. I'm like, wait, Chase, you have to win. Like that's your most realistic way of making it into the chase, or into the playoffs. Why aren't you pushing at Haley?
I'm pretty sure he knew, I'm pretty sure I believe he was trying to, he just couldn't get there. But I think, because he didn't have as probably as good car as Justin Haley did. But
Well, I
as
mean, he
soon
was off all weekend,
Yeah, and he wrecked in qualifying, so that didn't help either.
right?
But, I'm pretty sure he was trying, it's just that apparently somehow these cars, they got, like, that air bubble on road courses like they used to have on the intermediates. Wait, you just get to a certain length and then you just can't go anywhere.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talk about that, about the dirty air at a road course, and I didn't really think that the dirty air would play much of an effect at the road courses, but like normally a rear diffuser is supposed to help it, and clean up the air that's coming out from behind.
Mhm.
Whatever they did, it's not working the way that they thought it would. I mean, it's great for the mile and a halfs. Mile and a halfs have been fantastic,
Mhm.
but with how wide the tire is and how strong the brakes are, short tracks and road courses just suck.
Yeah, I think from what I heard, they believe they already did a test, but it was gonna be at New Hampshire or another short track where they're gonna try a different splitter to see if that helps with trying to regulate the air underneath the car.
I mean, I guess trying something is better than doing nothing, but at the same time, like they need more horsepower
Yeah.
or less not as strong brakes because like they're not breaking traction in the corners. They're not they could just mash the throttle off the corner because there's so much grip with the tire.
Mhm.
Like they're gonna need to do something to fix that because if they don't, it's just they're gonna keep trying to fix everything else without tackling the horsepower issue. Why
Yeah.
not put it to 750 next season? Because it would take until next season to implement it.
Yeah.
Work on it now, put it to 750 for the short tracks and the road courses, and then in the off season, test it out.
Mhm.
and see, because I feel like if they add more horsepower, it's going to help break the traction. It's going to make them work a little harder, not be able to use full throttle so much. I feel like it's going to at least help somewhat.
Hmm.
The tire is just not the wide tire. All the contact patch of that tire is huge.
Hmm.
So if they don't do something, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, but I don't think they want to tackle the horsepower first. They want to try to fix like the pieces around it before tackling the main thing.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to use horsepower as a last resort
Yeah.
instead of just because they know just as well as everyone else does, if they tackle the horsepower, it's going to fix the product.
Hmm.
But they want to see if they can use something else in order to fix the product without giving it more horsepower, and I don't see it happening. So
Yeah. Plus I think they're doing it to try to save some money.
yeah, I mean, TV deal, you give the drivers what they want, and it's not really going to make a difference because they're going to be making more money. I mean, we're supposed to hear about that, what, the next couple months?
I haven't heard about it for the past few months.
Yeah, it's like gone silent about the TV deal, which is kind of crazy because, Denny said that they weren't going to build the 2311, the new shop, until the TV deal started to sound better. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, we're not really hearing anything about the TV deal, but they start building Denny's shop. And it's like, okay, well, if he's starting to build the shop, then he must have heard something that's giving some kind of indication that they're slowly getting what they want.
Yeah. The only thing I've heard about the TV deal was they had a plan to stream the full Xfinity season on to stream the full Xfinity season. But from what I heard, those deals have gone slower than they've liked, and now
Yeah, they're
they're pushing away from that idea now.
yeah, I heard that it's probably going to stay about the same with like Peacock having select races to stream that'll stream.
Hmm.
I mean, in reality, putting the Xfinity series, I would start with the truck series, honestly, because so few people are watching truck races.
Yeah.
Start with the truck series. Go full-time streaming with the truck series. If it works and more people show up and more people watch, then you kind of have the idea of, okay, maybe we can, 50-50 it, 25-75 it for the Xfinity series, and maybe it can work out because like I watch illegal streams of the races, so no cable, so I kind of have to because I have no other way of watching them. So like,
Hmm.
it would be cool to have a streaming service that would be able to do it
Hmm.
because Peacock, there's races that it says it's available on Peacock and it's not available on Peacock.
Yeah. It'd be
But
nice
going,
to it'd be nice to at least have some sort of ability to watch every race on Peacock, even if it doesn't say it's gonna be on Peacock.
yeah, because like if NBC owns Peacock, why can't we have a simulcast?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. Even if you don't have, it's not the broadcast.
Hmm.
It's just the racing.
Yeah.
I'm here for that because that's like an international stream for the NASCAR races where there's no ad breaks, there's no commentary. You're just watching racing with a leaderboard. I'm still fine with that. Like in all honesty, I'm still pretty okay with that.
Hmm.
Getting back to the cup race,
Hmm.
uh, I mean, stage 1 and 2, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. Christopher Bell, that was it.
Yeah, I still don't like how they made it. They uh they shortened the length of the race. How
No,
they did it. How they did it was wrong, in my opinion.
yeah, they really should have, they knew it was gonna be close with daylight.
Yeah.
They should have made it 75 laps right off the start.
Yeah, or at least give teams a heads up. And be like,
Right,
hey,
instead of
if
just, under caution changing
you know,
it.
why in the blues? I mean, oh hey, the race is going to end at 35 now.
Right, yeah, like, I think I I don't know if Christopher Bell does better because he still wrecked it in turn 1.
Yeah.
So, like, he was right behind Larson, and Larson was in what? I think, like, 12th or 11th at the time when he wrecked,
Hmm.
and he just overcooked it right into the tires. So, I mean, what could it have changed? The fact that he doesn't go into the wall? Possibly, but at the same time, how many people had an issue going into the tires? It he would be pushing hard either way, even if he's in the lead,
Yeah.
because Larson was faster than him at the end of stage 2. I mean, Larson was the fastest car on the racetrack. He was tracking him down.
Yeah.
So I think that he probably still would have sent it to the barrier and put it in the tires. But
Mm.
it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. Like, did he really get screwed, or are we just trying to make it seem like he got screwed when in reality he kind of screwed himself?
Yeah, but you can also bring up the fact about the other people too, that they got screwed too. They didn't have the same problem that Bell did.
Well, I mean, the other problem is the track blocker. You know,
Yeah.
both him and Larson got stuck in it, and
Yeah.
NASCAR royally screwed that up, like completely screwed that up.
Yeah.
There were people that like got ahead of him, and Larson called it out after the race, and
Hmm.
like when they interviewed him, saying that, like, all these people are ahead of us, and they were allowed to keep their spot, but we got sent further back than people who were in the wreck behind us. And it felt kind of like they really did kind of screw both, like, Larson and Bell,
Hmm.
even though, I mean, Larson still finished fourth.
Yeah.
I'm happy with a fourth place finish with Larson. I didn't know what to expect from him, so I mean, I kind of expected Chase to do way better than he did,
Yeah.
even though he finished third, but he just got lucky with strategy.
Yeah.
And going all the way back, I mean, Bowman, I really think that what stressed his motor out was getting dumped.
Yeah.
Like, we can try to say that he did, it was just a mechanical failure, but I mean, if he doesn't get dumped, I don't think he over revs the engine and stresses the engine out.
Yeah. And plus, I think it went to like protection mode or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, it went into like some kind of conservation mode, and then
Yeah.
it caught on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, Bell finished 18th, AJ finishing 17th. That's just
Yeah. Yeah. He really didn't have the speed to be expected from AJ on a road course.
yeah, it was weird to see him not really do that good. I
Yeah.
mean, at the start of the race, it seemed like he was fine. He was like top
Mm.
7, top 8. That would have been a solid day.
Mhm.
It was really when the strategy flipped where that was it.
Yeah, but Corey LaJoy finished 14th, which I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, that was the next person I was just gonna say something about. Look, a lot of people crapped on Corey for how he finished at Gateway.
Yeah.
Look, like going from Spire Motorsports to Hendrick Motorsports, those cars are like night and day.
Hmm.
Even with the next gen car, you can't say, "Oh, well, they're spec cars and this and that." It's not like that. The money has something to do with it. They have way more. They're way better cars, and they handle different. Like the braking power is different. It's a lot different going from the 7 car to the 9 car. I mean, Ty Gibbs. I I hate Ty Gibbs.
Hmm.
He is starting to gain respect because he's keeping his nose clean. He's not doing dumb crap like he was before.
Hmm.
And like he is crazy consistent in his rookie year. They were talking about like I honestly thought like with it being Noah and Gibbs fighting for the rookie of the year, I really thought it was going to be a little closer.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a no contest.
Yeah.
He's got 2 DNFs. Okay. But I mean 16th place average start and an 18th place average finish for your rookie season. That that's pretty good. 5 top 10s. I don't really think you can ask for much more from a rookie, honestly.
I'm still a little bummed out that he didn't get that top 5 at Dover that he deserved. Because
Yeah,
he was winning like 4th or 5th
it was
before he had to save fuel.
right. I, I like the fact that Justin Haley, like I like Justin Haley.
Yeah.
I think he's a good driver. I think he's going to be a winner. He's going to be able to win multiple races a season.
Yeah.
It's only his second year.
Hmm.
And the fact that before he was even a full-time cup driver, he already had a win, rain shortened,
Yeah.
but it still counts as a win. So,
Yeah.
like the fact that he started 37th, dead last, and finished second, okay. Like I was shocked when I saw that it was the 31. I saw 31 on that front. I'm like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
Yeah. I was rooting him on too.
And then you have SVG. I mean,
Yeah.
Shane was. It's not like he was dominant
Yeah.
all weekend. He was really fast in practice. He was really fast in qualifying. But when it came down to the race, you know, like stage one, he finished third in stage one, solid finish.
Hmm.
Fourth in stage two, solid, you know. But he's not dominating. He wasn't he wasn't pushing for the leaders or anything in the first 2 stages.
Yeah. He was clean for basically the entire race.
It was once all of the guys that didn't pit, like when Justin Haley, Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, all them got up to the front
Hmm.
and they all pit. I mean, there was like what, 14 or 15, 16 lap difference between the tires.
It was 16, I believe.
You know, yeah, you give someone that knows how to race on a street course 16 lap pressure tires, they're going to make people look kind of stupid. Like, I mean, come on now. It was 16 lap pressure tires.
Yeah. Plus, I saw on the for the fastest lap, he had like the top three fastest laps.
Oh yeah, and it was probably all that last run
Yeah.
because I guarantee Larson he could have gotten up there with him because they both had the same amount that they both had the freshest tires in the top five. I don't think Larson was trying to pass Elliott. I really don't. Like he was pretty happy with a fourth place finish. He was too far back to catch SVG anyway. So like I know I don't like Chase, but playing, a little bit of team game and giving Chase the extra point to help him out. Because I mean, he needs all the points that he can get.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, Michael McDowell finishing seventh, I pretty much expected that.
Yeah. And the funny
Yeah.
thing is, he's starting to creep up into that playoff picture too.
I like Michael McDowell. I think he's a good driver. I think he wastes his talent at front row because I feel like if he got a better ride, he would be a threat to win races. Because like he constantly outperforms front row motorsports equipment every time. Like
Yeah.
he's a good driver. But I just I think he needs a change of scenery, even though I don't think he'll ever leave. I think he'll be a career front row motorsports driver unless they have to make room for Zane.
Yeah.
I think he would be the one that gets the boot if they bring Zane up because I
Mm.
mean Todd has been solid
Yeah.
and he's a rookie or he's like in his second year.
Yeah. Second year.
Yeah, he just needs a little bit of time to get it to come into his own and he'll be fine. He'll be Michael McDowell basically.
Yeah, but I still think Todd will get the boot because they'll have the veteran McDowell with the rookie Zane Smith.
Yeah, probably. Other than that, I mean, Atlanta night race coming up. If it was the old Atlanta, I'd be more excited.
I'm actually still excited for it.
I'm
They,
excited. I'm excited that it's an Atlanta night race,
yeah,
but at the same time, I'm not because it's a super speedway night race, and I just don't care because I don't like Atlanta as a super speedway. I think it's just a waste of a great track.
yeah,
Some of the best finishes that we've had in NASCAR have been at Atlanta.
yeah.
I, I know that they're doing the same thing to Texas. Like they haven't said what they're doing to Texas, but that's what they're going to do to Texas.
I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna do that to Texas.
The only way I think that they can fix Texas is to basically make it like Homestead or Kansas in the corners. Progressive banking, equal the banking out. Don't make one side different from the other,
Yeah,
just equal it
yeah,
out
yeah.
and make it progressive banking so that they can search all up and down the track for grip.
Mm.
I think that's the only way that you can save Texas because at this point Texas is just it's basically been a one lane racetrack for 10 years.
It's been like 6, but I still
It'll
think they have the possibility they can make it to like a Michigan, a 2 mile D-shaped oval, possibly.
I say go back. I say make it like what Atlanta used to be. Make it a 1.5 mile, basically 1.5 mile homestead.
Yeah, that too.
I think that would be sweet, honestly.
Yeah, because there isn't a trek like Homestead.
Right, like, Atlanta
Yeah,
used to be shaped like Homestead,
yeah. Then they changed it.
which, I mean, I think that was probably for the better, but, I mean, just from watching old races at Atlanta from that era, that was so good. That, I think we're at 50 minutes, so we went a
Yeah,
little bit over
yeah.
where I wanted to be. I'm gonna
Excuse me. He's gonna try to get the race winner from the previous league race that he ran, which was at Martinsville. I'm pretty sure.
Pocono.
Oh, Pocono. Oh, that was last week.
He said,
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Atlanta because it's gonna be. I like Atlanta, and plus the super speedway aspect to it just makes it even more chaotic. So I'm looking
"Oh
forward.
yeah,
And with it being a night race too, and they also gonna change pit road too. They just announced this thing today that the first two sections of pit road will be 90 miles an hour, and then it'll be 45 miles an hour afterwards.
oh yeah, that's right, I saw that." I like it, especially since they moved the pit entry all the way back on at the beginning of turn 3.
Hmm.
Make it a little bit better, especially under green flag pit stops instead of going 45 the whole way
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
That's That's terrible.
Hmm.
Oh, he said he can't join it. Says I need YouTube as an app. Well, yeah, G Money.
It's free, so yeah, the app's free. But I expect for Atlanta, I expect maybe an upset winner, but some tells me that Chase Elliott is probably gonna win. But I would love to see an upset winner, maybe like Corey LaJoy or maybe Michael McDowell. But I don't. I expect like a normal
I'm
winner, but it'd be nice to see an upset winner.
gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say the guy who should have won it last year. I'm gonna say Corey LaJoy is gonna win
I just mentioned that. I said I was gonna probably. I would like to see him win as an upset.
because like he's good at plate tracks.
Hmm.
He's good at road courses. He had a shot to win until Chase pulled a kind of dirty block.
Yeah.
Host has limited the maximum number of guests. No, I didn't.
Probably had two as the minimum.
Didn't give me an option to change it.
So I guess it's stuck at two then.
Crap. I mean, I could take you off of it and just bring him on, but I feel like that's kind of not great. Even though you didn't watch the league race, so you have no idea what happened.
Yeah.
can't I can't change anything now.
But yeah, the new pit entrance in Atlanta is gonna be really interesting, and it's only under Green Flag Edition, so it's also gonna be pretty unique in its own way too, because it's the only pit road with two pit road speed limits. Gotta get down to 90 for the first two sections, then you gotta get down to 45 for the rest of the pit road. So it's gonna be really interesting and weird at the same time to look at.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely going to be interesting. I'm excited for Atlanta. I can't say that I'm not excited for Atlanta. I just I just wish it wasn't a super speedway. Like we have two, and we race twice a year at those.
Yeah.
Do we really need six plate races a year?
Or with your
And
proposal, Texas, be it 7.
especially with the fact that we're trying to save the team's money, but we're going to throw you at a track six times a year that you're going to wreck half the field. Like, are you really saving money? Like, really now? That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, why focus on saving teams money, but yet we're going to race at a track where the chances of you destroying your car and having to build a whole new one are like 50 to 70%.
Yeah. But they're also gonna be updating the new thing safety procedures for the cars too this weekend too.
Yeah, because of the Larson Busher wreck. That was that was violent.
Yeah.
Like I didn't, not noticing it at the first when it first happened, and then they showed it again, and watching the bars shoot into the car. I'm like, yeah. So if that was a driver's side impact, Larson would be dead. That's not good. Like, whoops. Like, but I don't think I've ever seen a hit that hard on like the passenger side door though either.
Yeah.
Like he hit him. Busher didn't even slow down that much. He was
Yeah.
still going what 160, 170.
It was Ryan Preece, not Chris Buescher.
Oh, it was Priest. That's right.
But he was slowing down for the wreck, and then he sped up, thinking he was clear of it, and then Rossi came up right in front of him.
Yeah, that was terrible. Just
Yeah.
absolutely terrible.
Yeah, and watching the onboards too, it was nasty.
Yeah, like Priest's on board was
Oh yeah.
that was like rewatching the Newman crash all over again. I was like, oh God.
Yeah. I was like, oof.
If he would have went up the track backwards, we would be we would be mourning the loss of Kyle Larson right now, and that's not good at
Yeah.
all. We are at an hour. Well, 58 minutes. I mean, if you want to end the podcast, and I mean, I could throw G Money in, and we could figure out a way to do it better to have the post race interview for the next time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a setting that I can change that'll allow me to increase the guests. I just didn't see the setting.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you want to, we can end the podcast here. I'll throw G Money on for a few minutes. Get a quick talk in, and then that'll be it for finally, after you know me being me and procrastinating absolutely everything. We would have done it last night, but
Yeah.
Howard, so there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think excited for Atlanta. Love the street course. Thought it was awesome. I don't really have much more to add to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we got Truck Series in Mid Ohio too this weekend as well.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. I don't know how I feel about that one.
I'm actually looking forward to it. Because I think Marco Andretti's gonna be in the truck race.
That is right. I did see Marco is going to be racing, so that is pretty cool.
Yeah, and plus there's really not gonna be any strategy because they're gonna have non-competitive pit stops. So that part's gonna suck.
Yeah, that's a little annoying. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, but I understand why. Is because the main teams are in Atlanta this weekend.
Yeah, and a lot of the truck teams use like Xfinity and Cup pit crews. So
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense, but I'd like to see competitive pit stops with all of them. That would be pretty fun to see
Mhm.
which ragtag crew could put together good stops. Watch the crew chiefs out there trying to jack the truck up, and I think it would be awesome to have competitive pit stops with them. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that being said, I think we'll end it there. I'll try to grab G Money and see if I can get him in here and talk with him a couple minutes because we had some good battles at Pocono, so be interesting to hear his perspective.
Mhm.
Um, you have anything else to add, or
Now just looking forward to the weekend, seeing all three series on the track again, and be interesting to see first pack race under the lights at Atlanta. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch.
yeah, that's gonna be cool. Still don't like play Atlanta, but that's just me. well, well, guys, that's gonna be it for the slide job. I know it's been a long time coming. I know we don't have Brayton Laster's interview because Twitch wanted to be dumb. Uh, but he is open to doing it again, so hopefully we can figure it out and work that out so he'll be able to come on and join us. But yeah, that'll be it from us. Uh, hopefully next week, same time, probably not the same day. I'm hoping that we can do it on Monday
Mhm.
after the cup race on Sunday and hopefully make this a weekly thing. If my ADHD allows me to figure everything out and work everything out the right way. Um, but yeah, that'll be it from us. Like, oh, I'm Steve, and that's Cameron, and
And
we're
I'm Cameron.
we're the Slide Job. So thank you guys for watching, and in just a minute I'll have G Money come on, and I'll have him talk for a couple minutes, and that'll be the end of the show. All right, Cameron. Thanks for being on. Doing this together is always fun. I'm gonna see if I can get G Money in here, and hopefully we can get some kind of an interview here.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, guys. I don't like how that did that. Hopefully G Money can join here. No product placement. None. Uh, Whoa! What's up, G Money?
Howdy, howdy.
Warning for the face reveal. Well, how are you, dude?
I'm pretty good, man. I'm still kind of fighting some sickness and shit like that, but we're fine. We're living. We're good. Chilling. So
I hope that the YouTube bot doesn't kill this because it says it's made for kids. So we'll hope that you can say shit on here.
yeah.
But you got the win at Pocono.
hmm
I was very upset that
Rightfully so.
I got kind of screwed and
Yeah.
finished seventh. But
Yeah. You had the better car, honestly. We had like a good like 10, 15 lap, 20 lap run there. It was either first stage or second stage where I was behind you, and it was just I was trying a little bit too hard. Um, and I was able to stay with you mainly because I had the draft. But once I lost the draft, it was like you're picking up half a tenth or a tenth a lap, and it was just I just couldn't quite get back. Um, yeah, so I should have finished second, but sometimes you got a golden horse you stuck up your end, so get lucky.
yeah, I mean, it felt like you were really good on entry, and I was beating you on exit,
Yeah,
and it
absolutely.
seemed like it was just every corner. I was just beating you on exit, beating you on exit, but you would get me on entry, and it was just keeping you in the draft just a little bit longer,
Yep.
so that you could keep with me on the straightaway. And then once I think it was like stage two, you slipped up once,
hmm
and you were like 3/10 back, and
Yep.
that one slip up, that was it.
Yeah, it was, and I think that if I remember correctly, I was like at 3/4 for a while, and I was just like on the very edge of your draft, but I couldn't catch you. And then I think I made a couple other mistakes, and it was back to like 6, 7 tenths. But I was surprised, honestly. I didn't. I'm usually pretty bad at Pocono, so I was kind of surprised at how close I was able to keep it. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, like I've been hit and miss at Pocono so many times. I finished second to Clayton at the first one with,
mhm.
then he beat me by a bumper,
Yeah,
and I was
you got
so sad.
and me down from damn 2 miles away in like 2 laps, and I was so bad that race.
It was terrible because before the caution came out at the end of that race, I was like 2.5 seconds ahead, and no one was catching me. And caution, we called a caution. I'm like, not good. And lo and behold, fresh tires, better tires, and I still get beat. So, it's like,
Well, when you get everybody stacked up there at the end of the race, you don't know what's going to happen. Honestly, got guys going, especially at that like early in the season. Everybody's still trying to get wins, and so everybody's free game. There's no real respect given because there's not like 4 or 8 drivers that are kind of the main group of guys still in the playoffs. So everybody's still
right, yeah.
so everybody just kind of goes into one, and somebody figures their way through it and gets lucky. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the way that you were raced at the end of that, or how everybody else was raced by a couple people. But I will say that it was really fun, just like pushing the car really hard, trying to stay up with you. Um, and that was as close as I've ever been to like staying with the leader. Like you and I were checking out, like we were like 5 seconds, 7 seconds ahead of everybody. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have been happy with second, honestly. So, but
I mean, I would have been happy with second too, but kind of a little turd kind of got that one. So, and I know he'll probably watch this, and it is what it is. He can be butthurt that I called him a turd for how he raced, but I don't care.
yeah, I mean, everybody does stupid things. It's just some people don't learn from it sometimes. So I don't know. I know he did something like that to me at Kansas earlier in the year, and I ended up just putting him in the wall, making sure that he got the message, and he hasn't been fucking with me since. So I don't know if that's what needs to be done, but maybe it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I try not to race that way, even if like they deserve it. I just don't. I don't want to be. I don't want the pub lobby me to come out in a league race and be just stupid and wreck someone.
Yeah.
But I think it was either Texas or Chicagoland when he laid a block on me going down the back stretch, and then he just jammed on the brakes in the center of the corner and caused Clayton to go up into the wall, and
Mhm.
I, that was the moment where I was like, I don't think I'm going to be giving you a whole lot of respect from now on.
Definitely, DJ Blitzon is definitely not giving him any room. Oh, that
No,
was crazy. He's going off on like the first little bit of contact they had. He was just losing his mind.
I that it happened right behind me, and I just saw in my rear view, I saw the 20 move to the right, and then I didn't see him anymore,
Mhm.
and I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
This is not going to be good, because before the race he specified, he's like, I will lose my shit on him if he does something stupid to me.
Man, when you
And
know.
he did something stupid real quick, and he found out.
Mhm. So,
Gotta love Dylan, because he just doesn't care.
no. Mm-mm.
And
Very.
plus he's not racing for anything, so he just
Yeah, he's very much he very much keeps the letter of the law of you race, I'll race you how you race me, and I've experienced that. Like my first race in the league at Atlanta, I was racing like an idiot, being way too aggressive, and yeah, I got put in the wall multiple times that race.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one thing. I mean, me and him have been, IRL friends for 20 years, and
Mhm.
he's the type of person that's exactly the same as he acts in real life in the game.
Mhm.
He gives you one chance,
Yeah,
and if you mess that one chance up, you're probably not going to like the result.
right.
He has no filter. He doesn't care. He doesn't care who he offends. He doesn't care what happens. It's just, yeah, you're just going to handle this, and if you don't want to handle it, that's pretty unfortunate for you.
Mhm. Yeah, one thing I thought I was really surprised about was how fast Tez was on the short run. Like, if I was really, I actually thought he was going to win the race. I don't know which caution it was, but he was up there besides Remix. And if Remix would have held his line down, I think Tez would have gotten the runoff and won the race because he was arguably faster, if not the same speed as you and me on the short run. Like he had one move, I can't remember what time in the race it was, where he got such a run on the high side off of two that he cleared me on the backstretch. And if he would have just not sent it so hard into two, he would have cleared me and would have been drafting on your bumper, off your bumper, or maybe not right
Oh
off.
yeah.
But like he was flying for a few laps, and then he ended up pounding the pit road entry tires or whatever.
Oh yeah. I didn't know if he hit the tires or if he just drove straight through pit road,
No,
because right after that happened there was a caution, so I assumed that something had to have happened.
yeah, he got wicked tight or loose, one or the other, off of three, just trying to overdrive it, I think. And the car, I think he might have tapped the wall, and then when you hit the wall, you're just it's hard to save it, and he just went straight into the tire barrier at the front of pit road wall. I was just like, that's when the whole lobby was dying laughing because we were just like, what in the world? Like, how did this happen, Tez? Like,
All I saw in my rear view was just a black blur, just like I was like, what where what just happened?
yeah, he destroyed the tire barrier. Um, yeah, no, that was a really fun race, except for the end. And I'm really looking forward to something like that at Phoenix because it's similar in a lot of ways. Both one and two are very different than three and four. Like Pocono, one, two, and three are all different, and so you got really flat sections like turn 1 and 2 is pretty similar to turn 3. It's just not as wide or not as long of an arc. And then Phoenix 3 and 4 is not super similar, but it's different enough to where you can't drive the corners the same. So, and then obviously you got guys who are just gonna run the bottom and slide up and take your doors off in 1 and 2, and so that'll be interesting to see how that plays out because I'm not a fan of that, but there will be people that do it. I know it for a fact. So,
well, I mean, you already said you wanted the driver and the crew chief of the 9 car to the hauler after the race. So
yeah, like literally about to kill the safety workers on the inside wall. If he gets loose one time, he's going to go into the safety exit and hit the safety truck. Like,
I
whole.
mean, you got to cut the dog leg to make some time.
Yeah, I know. The way that I've been practicing for that track is I haven't been cutting the dog leg too much, so I don't not messing up my entry into 1. Is that right? 1, I guess you'd call that 1. Old 3 and 4 at Phoenix. But I don't know. We'll see. That'll be a fun race because I'm in a situation where I can kind of get third in a stage, and finish third, and I'm still in a pretty good situation. And so there's going to be a lot of aggressive driving. I got a feeling. So I'm excited.
Well, I mean, the last time that we raced at Phoenix,
that was my second or first race, I think. Actually, that was 2 seasons ago.
Yeah, the first time we raced at Phoenix, everyone had a grudge against me because there was no contest for what was happening. I think it was one of the restarts. I was restarting 6th, and at the end of that lap, I was passing for the lead coming off of turn 3. And like, I like Phoenix. It's a fun track. I like running Phoenix. I'm hoping to get the pole so that I can just set sail and not really have to worry about all the stupid stuff that's going to happen behind me.
Right.
That was kind of what I was hoping for at Pocono, but I tried to get off sequence and hope that the tires were going to help.
A couple times though during the I know I did a pretty good job of that, just kind of staying in the front 2 or 3. But sometimes like I know a couple times you just got like run up the hill and therefore you fell back a couple spots, and then a lap later there's a caution, you restart 5th again. And it's like, well, now I'm back in the middle of it. So yeah, I mean, Pocono is always a crapshoot into 1 anyways because everybody's just trying to get everything they can on lap 1. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that last green white checker, it was, I was restarting 3rd, so I was pretty confident that I could probably get at least to 2nd. I don't know if I was going to be able to pass you. I felt like we were just too close together to be able to, like, you would have had to make a mistake for me to pass you. But like, it was right going into turn 1, I'm all the way on the bottom, hugging the yellow line, and the 20 just turned left.
I was
in the
watching.
center of the corner.
Yeah.
And it sent me onto the apron, and that apron in turn 1 at Pocono is a killer.
Yeah, you just spin out almost.
So like the second I hit that, I was trying not to, that little neck code where it looks like you're clear, but you're like that much alongside someone. I was trying not to kill Tez and still get back up onto the track and let off the gas so I wasn't gonna spin. When I came back up, Tez kind of slightly bumped me, and I moved up a little bit, and then everyone freight trained me, and everyone went by me.
Yeah. That's the belly. I mean, that's the biggest issue with 1 is going into 1 is that somebody's gonna be super aggressive, whether they're on the top and they pin you down, or they try to dive it in real low onto the apron or below you, and then you get super loose because taking the air off your car, and then that's why I just try to baby turn 1 on restarts unless I'm on the outside. Like I was able to make able to have better restarts on the outside, actually, starting second, because you can drive it into the corner hard, and then you like feather it through the middle, and then once you feel the car sit down, then you just book it down the straightaway. I know one time I made a pass around you, one time I think on the top on a restart, doing that. So I was enjoying that, but it's it's NASCAR Heat 5. You're gonna get screwed over. Last year I had a bunch of momentum coming into the chase, and then got made mistakes and got unlucky and ended up not even being in not even being close to the championship. This year it was the opposite. I had like no momentum coming into the chase, and then all of a sudden I've won like 3 out of the last or something. So I don't know.
I have a little to do with last year, so
That was a combination of a lot of things. That was you, and then but before that, the race before that, I was in Las Vegas, and I disconnected accidentally because this stupid NASCAR Heat 5 pause menu online doesn't.
yeah.
It's like resume disconnect, and I hit back to disconnect instead of back to go to my race, and disconnected in the middle of a race. So I lost like 20 points due to that. And, well, my chase is over. So
And then I kind of made you rage a little bit at Martinsville.
yeah, I was more frustrated because, um, I mean, looking back at that, that was more just nobody was giving, everybody was taking at that moment. So it was just, I was frustrated at the moment, but it don't look if I'm looking back at it honestly, it was just tight racing, and what made me mad was not necessarily that too much. It was more just the whole situation, the whole point situation, and the fact that that essentially like put the nail in the coffin. It was just like, well, now my season's over. I've won like 8 races this year, and was frustrated not to win the regular season championship, or maybe I did win the regular season championship. I don't know, but I don't know. I remember I was frustrated for multiple reasons, and then that was the last like little bit to just like unlock all the frustration, and so yeah. But we're on good terms now. We're good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't think you would have joined this if we weren't on good terms. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I love racing guys the way we were racing yesterday, where it's like really tight and really close. Everybody and both people are pushing really hard, and I made mistakes yesterday where I would dive in a little too hard, but if I get into you, try to give it back, or if you're under there, then give you the spot back because you did the same for me when I was underneath you. So I love racing like that hard. When you're racing that hard, but you can make it clean, it's really a lot more enjoyable than just the beat and bang fest of Martinsville or Bristol or whatever.
yeah, I mean, we have a good core group of guys in the league, and I don't really think that I expected us to be where we're at right now. When I started the league 2 years ago, at this point, I didn't really think that we would still be going. Honestly, at the end of season 4, getting ready to go to season 5, I never would have expected that there would be next gen cars in Heat 5. Like that's never something I would have thought that would be possible.
Right.
But with it now, like it's really cool because we've had the same core group of guys for 3 seasons now,
Mhm.
and we know how to race around each other. We've always raced around each other the same way,
Mhm.
and we all have a blast together, and it's just awesome. We may not be the biggest league out there,
Right.
8 to 10 drivers a race.
Like we're definitely not the most talented. I mean, we have mercenaries that come in and just destroy us sometimes. Like
Oh,
our freaking 6 car at Bristol last year was clicking off laps that were half a second faster. Like, but
yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be a good one at Phoenix. I know it's going to be really close at Michigan.
yeah,
I
that's
mean, last season at Michigan, I had to I had to stay. I was like 4 points ahead
yeah,
when we started,
yep,
and then after stage 1 we were even, me
yep.
and Cowboy, and I'm like, okay, I have to do something here.
See, you don't know this, but I told Cowboy I was going to team up with him, and I was going to do everything in my power to give him that championship. So I don't know if you go watched the race footage. I don't know if I pushed you one time that whole race. Like I was literally just like, no, my whole race is dedicated to helping Cowboy win, and he still didn't win. That frustrated me too. I was like, what is going on? Like,
it's funny because like I think I gained what I gained 3 points in stage two on
mhm,
him, and I knew that I had to finish at least third, or we were going to tie, and he was going to beat me
yeah.
because he had more wins. So I was like, I have because if he won that race, that would have been him getting the most wins.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah,
So I knew I had to beat him at least by a point, or he won the championship.
right.
And wound up finishing second and winning the championship by 2 points. I've come so close all 3 seasons,
Mhm.
and to finally do it, like I had your curse from last season. I think it was season two. I won like 9 races in season two and
Yep.
came up short yet again. I mean, I did hand Dylan his first win, so I mean,
It-
because like I was dominating Homestead,
mhm,
and I was like, I just don't want to race.
mhm,
Like I have no shot. After the first 2 stages, I didn't gain enough points. I'm like, I don't really want to win the race either because I'm not going to win the championship anyway. And
mhm,
it's like, you know what? Someone else go and have a shot to win, and I didn't even know that Dylan was going to win, so that was cool.
mhm.
Uh, I'm excited for the next couple races. It'll be a fun time.
I agree.
I know that this stream is at like an hour and a half now, so I'm losing people to watch this as we speak. But hey, dude, I mean, thanks for coming on. It's good to see, hear the other side and
Mhm,
get a good perspective. And I hope we can do this more often and have post race interviews on the podcast. I know
mhm,
we've tried to get this podcast going for God knows how long now, and
mhm,
most of it's on me just being me and having ADHD and forgetting everything.
mhm.
But you know, I was a little discouraged to do it again just because of we had Brayton Lester on the first podcast, technically the first podcast that will never see the light of day, and Twitch destroyed the audio.
Mm,
So you couldn't even hear Cameron, you only heard me, and you couldn't even hear Brayton, you couldn't hear Cameron, and I was like, well, what is happening?
mhm.
And I didn't find, and it worked for the first like minute and a half, and then all the audio cut except for me. And I have no idea why. It didn't say anything. It didn't give me a notification of anything. And I'm like,
Great. Mhm.
good job, guys.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Thanks for coming on, and I will see you on Sunday.
I'll say this: if you want me to come on here more, you gotta let me win more. That's the deal, you know.
Got to beat me more.
Yeah, man. I'm excited. So, we'll see.
All right, man. Thank you so much for coming on here, and have a good night, man.
Thank you too. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Well, all right, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the first episode of the Slide Job podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Post race interview for our Winston Cup Racing League. As always, we stream that on this channel, Bake Gaming, Wednesday and Sunday. Next season, it'll be only Wednesday nights. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope we can continue to do this and we can build this fan base and, really have a good time with this. Have Brayton Laster come back on. He's an ARCA driver, World Figure Eight driver, and a Dirt Series racer. So, it would be cool to have him come back on and possibly have more guests, more NASCAR drivers. The potential is really endless. So I want to thank you all for coming, and thank you so much. As always, because it's on my channel. As always, guys, stay baked. And I'll catch you guys later. Thank you.